When I was a high schooler, I had a lot of naive ideas about what college was supposed to be like. I was like, high school boys? Dumb. In college, I'm gonna meet real men. AP and IB classes? Stupid. A waste of time. In college, I'm gonna study what I actually care about. Living with your parents and asking permission to go everywhere? Stupid. In college, I'm gonna have all the independence to do whatever the hell I want to do. I think it's really easy to glorify college from what you see in the movies and also what people tell you, like it's the best 4 years of your life, you're gonna have such a good time. Parties are wild, football games are crazy. I think for me personally, giving in to this ideal of college was just a way for me to justify the sleep deprivation and the ridiculous amounts of homework and studying I had to do. It was like, you know, just push yourself now, work hard now. Before you know it, it'll all be over and then you're gonna be in college and everything's gonna be great and you're just gonna love your life, which is awful because I'm essentially wishing my life away, but also putting this unrealistic expectation on what my college experience will be like. So needless to say, college was not exactly what I expected it to be, and that's what I'm gonna talk about today. First, which I've basically already talked about, is manage your expectations. Don't get me wrong, college can be so fun. It's true what they say that parties can be super crazy and living in dorms is fun and spontaneous. A lot of the things that I was looking forward to in college were either completely unrealistic or offset by the difficulties of this newfound adulthood that you have when you start becoming an independent person. This is a time where a lot of people start questioning their identity and what their interests are, and as they get more into their classes, like, did I actually choose the right major? I thought for the longest time this is what I wanted, but now I'm not so sure. But don't get me wrong, I've had a lot of great experiences in college and I've met a lot of people that I love and I think I'll be friends with for the rest of my life. College is where I felt the loneliest I've ever felt. It's a place where I felt like a complete failure and a place where I genuinely felt like I didn't really know who I was for the first time in my life. And maybe some of that can be attributed to the fact that I went to a large public university that had a lot of emphasis on like football and partying, which was 100% not what I was really into. The truth is, you don't really know what college is going to be like until you're actually in college. And that's something I've learned along the way that kind of applies to life in general, is just you can plan and research as much as you want, but the truth is you're not going to know what the future is like and how you're going to feel about it until you actually get there. Second, the freshman 15 can 100% be real. The food environment in college is so different from high school. I feel like in high school, food is basically only accessible to you if it's lunchtime, but in college, food is literally everywhere. Within like a 1-block radius, there's like a dining hall and a Starbucks and then a smoothie place and then like an Einstein Bros. And a lot of freshmen, especially if you live in a dorm your first year, have a meal plan, which at least at my school was buffet style, so you could eat as much as you wanted and there was like a huge variety of like desserts and then like a pasta bar and like 6 different kinds of pizza. I figured out that the freshman 15 happens because we haven't developed a good relationship with food. Prior to college, you probably just ate whatever your parents put in front of you, but now you have to make choices about what you put into your body. This is very adult and probably kind of lame, but if you want to develop a good relationship with food, you have to educate yourself, and that means doing some research on the basics of nutrition and what healthy eating habits look like, and also learning to listen to your body and kind of tuning in and seeing what it needs. Am I hydrated? Is my body craving something because it needs nutrients? Am I actually hungry, or am I just eating because I feel like I have to? And of course, all of this takes practice, and college is the perfect time to start doing this. Also, a lot of colleges may offer nutritional coaching, or if you have more specific needs, there might be a dietitian on campus, which are great resources to take advantage of for embarking on your health journey. And I promise you, if you really work on your eating habits, you're gonna feel so much better and also have so much more energy. 3. Something that I completely did not expect about college was that I would be spending a lot more time alone. Class times are weird, and most likely your schedule will probably not really line up with your friends' schedules. And especially if you're on a big campus, it's a lot harder to bump into people that you know. That means you actually have to put effort into seeing people. You have to text them and make plans with them and then actually go through with those plans. And this is the death of many a friendship, right? Like the flaky friend. If you actually want to keep your friends, don't be that person. In college, it can actually be quite challenging to meet people and then regularly interact with them enough to develop a relationship with them. This also brings me to quite possibly the most important part of college, besides maybe not failing your classes, and that's finding your people. And let me tell you, that is the secret to a great college experience. It'll most likely take you a few tries and probably even like 1 or 2 years, but once you find a community of people that you genuinely love and want to spend time with and you want to allow to influence you, that's when college really gets good. And it takes a while because knowing who you want to be around and who you connect to has a lot to do with how well you know yourself, which, I mean, at this age, like, who really knows who they are? 4. Nobody's gonna like me for saying this, and I'm about to call out like 95% of young adults. Caffeine does not replace sleep. Alcohol does not replace serotonin. I'm just gonna put that out there. Obviously, our society does this horrible thing where it glorifies sleep deprivation and hustle culture and working for hours and hours at the expense of our social lives and our health. I'm here to say, please don't work away your college life. Please just make sure you're resting when you're burned out. You're going to therapy if you're having some bad mental health days. I urge you to take care of yourself. There's so much more to college than just getting a perfect GPA, even though it certainly feels like that's kind of the only thing you're really there to do. This is a time where you're learning and you're growing, and I don't mean academically, even though that's important as well. I highly encourage you to go out there, attend events, go meet some interesting people, try something new. You're not really gonna have a well-rounded college experience if you spend 4 years with your nose in a textbook. Spend time with the people that you love, because one day you're all gonna graduate and go your separate ways, and of course you'll keep in touch, but it's not exactly gonna be the same. College is a time where you can live in an apartment with your 3 best friends, where it's socially acceptable to be a borderline alcoholic, and you get to learn so much about yourself and about the world, and honestly, just so much happens in that 4 years that shapes who you are. I've had the worst times of my life in college, but I've also had the best times of my life in college, and because of that, I wouldn't trade it for the world. If there's anything that you have to say about your college experience, leave it in the comments below and we can talk about it. But otherwise, my name is Grace, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.